Ladies, I need you to understand something very important. Your love is not something to be handed out freely to just any man who shows you a little attention. It's not a prize for showing up. It's not a reward for bare minimum effort. Your love is a gift, a blessing, something that holds immense value, and any man who desires it needs to earn it. Too many women give their hearts away too soon, investing deeply in men who have not proven themselves worthy. And when that happens, heartbreak follows, disappointment follows, regret follows. But when you stand firm, when you recognize your worth, when you demand that a man truly earn his place in your life, everything changes. That's why today I'm going to share with you 5 powerful reasons why a man needs to earn your love before you give him your heart. A man values what he has to work for because effort breeds appreciation. When something comes too easily, it can often be taken for granted. This is human nature. People tend to place higher value on things they have invested time, energy, and emotions into. When a man has to put in effort to earn your love, he develops a deeper appreciation for you and the relationship. It's not about playing games or making things difficult for the sake of it. It's about ensuring that he genuinely sees your worth and is willing to put in the work to build something meaningful. When a man works for your love, he is actively choosing you. He is making a conscious decision every day to show up, to invest, and to grow with you. This creates a foundation where love is not just about words, but also about actions. The pursuit itself helps him form a stronger emotional bond with you because he's not just receiving love passively, he's earning it through his efforts, patience, and commitment. Love should never be one-sided, where one person gives everything while the other simply receives. By requiring effort, you create a dynamic where both partners contribute equally, ensuring a balanced and healthy relationship. When a man works for your love, he learns to cherish it. The process of earning your love teaches him patience, respect, and the true meaning of commitment. If he truly cares, he won't see effort as a burden, but as an opportunity to show his devotion. He won't be deterred by the idea of having to prove himself because real love requires more than just attraction, it requires action. His willingness to go the extra mile for you speaks volumes about his character and the way he values you. This doesn't mean creating unnecessary obstacles or making him jump through hoops without reason. It means setting healthy boundaries and allowing him to prove that he is serious about you. If a man truly wants to be with you, he won't be afraid of putting in effort. He will take the time to understand you, support you, and show consistency. He won't just be present when things are easy, but will also be there when challenges arise. This level of dedication is what separates a man who is genuinely invested in you from one who is only interested in convenience. By making him work for your love, you ensure that he sees you as a priority, not just an option. Many relationships fail because one person gives too much too soon without seeing if the other is equally committed. When a man has to earn your love, he naturally becomes more engaged and invested. He sees you as someone valuable, someone worth the effort, and this prevents the common pattern of men losing interest after they've gotten what they wanted too quickly. A man who truly cares will appreciate the journey, not just the destination. When a man has to earn your love, he develops a sense of responsibility for the relationship. Love is not just about attraction or chemistry, it's about showing up consistently, putting in effort, and taking accountability for how he treats you. A relationship where love is simply handed to him without any effort on his part can make him complacent. He might take it for granted, assuming that no matter what he does, you will always be there. But when he has to work for your love, he understands that it is something valuable that requires care, attention, and effort to maintain. A man who values your love will not only make an effort to win you over, but he will also strive to keep you happy. He will make thoughtful choices and be mindful of his actions because he knows that his behavior directly impacts the relationship. This sense of responsibility helps him grow emotionally and mature in the way he approaches love. Many men are not naturally wired to be emotionally expressive or deeply introspective, but when they are truly invested in someone, they are willing to learn. They begin to understand that love isn't just about how they feel, it's also about what they do. When a man has to earn your love, he learns that a healthy relationship requires work. Too often, relationships fall apart because one person assumes that love alone is enough to sustain them. But love without effort, without nurturing, and without responsibility is fleeting. A man who has to earn your love knows that he can't just rely on sweet words or grand gestures once in a while. He must be present in the relationship every single day. He must communicate, support you emotionally, and be willing to grow with you. A man who understands the value of love won't shy away from responsibility. He won't make excuses for his actions or avoid accountability when things get tough. Instead, he will face challenges head on because he knows that a strong relationship requires both people to put in the work. He won't just expect you to carry the weight of the relationship while he reaps the benefits. He will step up, take initiative, and show through his actions that he is committed to making things work. A relationship that is built on mutual effort and responsibility creates a deeper emotional bond. When a man earns your love, he becomes more emotionally invested because he has put in work to be with you. He has taken the time to understand you, to prove his intentions, and to demonstrate that he is serious about you. This process makes him more connected to you, and he is less likely to take you for granted. He sees you as a woman of value, someone he is proud to be with, and someone he wants to cherish and protect. It shifts his mindset from simply being in a relationship to actively building something meaningful with you, which is the key to lasting love and commitment. When a man has to earn your love, he learns to appreciate and respect you on a deeper level. Too often, people rush into relationships without truly understanding the value of the person they are with. When love is given too easily or freely without any effort required, it can be taken for granted. A man who has to put in effort, time, and consistency to win your heart will naturally develop a stronger sense of appreciation for you because he recognizes that your love is not something that can be obtained without genuine intention. Men thrive on challenge, and when they have to work for something, they place a higher value on it. It's a natural psychological response. When we invest in something, we become more attached to it. The same principle applies to relationships. When a man has to earn your love, he isn't just pursuing you for the sake of it, he is actively proving that he is serious about building something real. The process of earning your love forces him to slow down and truly evaluate his feelings for you. It pushes him to ask himself if he is willing to put in the work, if he is truly committed, and if he sees a future with you. This self-reflection helps him become more intentional in his actions and decisions. A man who values you will respect the process of getting to know you. He won't rush you, pressure you, or expect immediate gratification. Instead, he will take the time to learn who you are, what makes you happy, and how he can be the best partner for you. This patience and persistence show that he sees you as more than just a temporary desire. He sees you as a woman worth investing in. When a man has to earn your love, he also learns to respect boundaries. He understands that love is not about possession or entitlement, but about mutual care and understanding. This process also weeds out men who are only looking for something casual or self-serving. A man who is only interested in the chase but not in the commitment will not be willing to put in consistent effort. He may try for a little while, but eventually his lack of genuine interest will reveal itself. This is why requiring a man to earn your love is so important. It filters out those who are not serious and allows you to see who is truly willing to show up for you in the way that you deserve. When a man has to earn your love, he naturally develops a greater level of emotional investment. He doesn't just see you as someone he can have easily, he sees you as someone he wants to cherish, protect, and grow with. His appreciation deepens because he knows that being with you is a privilege, not a right. It fosters a relationship built on respect, effort, and true connection rather than one based on fleeting emotions or convenience. This dynamic ensures that your love is not just something he desires in the moment, but something he is willing to work for in the long run. When a man has to earn your love, he learns the importance of emotional responsibility. Many relationships suffer because one person takes on the emotional labor while the other simply benefits from it without reciprocation. By requiring a man to earn your love, you create a dynamic where he must actively participate in the relationship's emotional growth rather than just being a passive recipient. This means he must learn how to communicate effectively, express his feelings, and be accountable for his actions. A man who is willing to put in effort to earn your love will naturally become more emotionally mature. He won't run at the first sign of difficulty because he understands that relationships require work. Instead, he will be invested in finding solutions, making compromises, and growing together with you. This emotional responsibility is what separates a fleeting connection from a lasting, meaningful partnership. When a man has to earn your love, he develops a deeper understanding of how to support and nurture a relationship rather than just expecting it to be easy. By setting the expectation that love must be earned, you also create a space where he learns to appreciate your worth beyond just the surface level. He doesn't just focus on the physical attraction or the initial excitement of the relationship. He understands that a real, fulfilling relationship is built on mutual respect, emotional connection, and shared values. This prevents situations where he takes you for granted because he realizes that being with you is something he had to work towards, not something that was handed to him without effort. When a man puts in effort, he becomes more aware of how his actions impact the relationship. He learns that love isn't just about saying the right things, it's about showing up consistently, being reliable, and proving through his actions that he values you. This type of man will prioritize the relationship and take responsibility for nurturing it. He won't leave you wondering about his intentions or making you feel uncertain about where you stand. Instead, he will be clear in his commitment because he understands that love is something he must actively maintain. Men who do not have to earn love often develop a sense of entitlement. They assume that just because they show interest, they deserve your affection, loyalty, and emotional investment. This is why so many relationships become one-sided, with one partner giving far more than the other. When a man is required to earn your love, it eliminates entitlement and replaces it with appreciation. He understands that love is a privilege and that he must continue to show up as the best version of himself if he wants to maintain the relationship. This also teaches him accountability. A man who has had to earn your love knows that he must take responsibility for his actions and behavior. He won't play games, manipulate, or make excuses because he knows that doing so will not align with the expectations you have set. Instead, he will be more intentional. This level of accountability leads to a stronger, healthier relationship where both partners feel valued, respected, and appreciated. When a man has to earn your love, he develops a deeper level of commitment and appreciation for the relationship. When something is handed to someone too easily, it often isn't valued in the same way as something that required effort, patience, and dedication. This is true in all areas of life, including relationships. A man who has to work for your love by showing consistency, respect, and genuine care will not take you for granted because he understands that your love is not something that comes without effort. He will recognize that a strong, healthy relationship is something he must invest in, and in return, he will develop a stronger emotional bond with you. When love is earned rather than freely given, a man also becomes more intentional in how he treats you. Instead of approaching the relationship with a passive attitude, he will actively seek ways to make you happy and keep the connection strong. He will pay attention to your needs, listen to your concerns, and make an effort to ensure that the relationship continues to thrive. This sense of intentionality creates a deeper and more meaningful connection because he is fully present and engaged in the relationship rather than simply benefiting from it without contribution. Requiring a man to earn your love also creates a standard for how you deserve to be treated. Many women give their all to a relationship from the very beginning without requiring much effort in return. This often leads to situations where they feel unappreciated, undervalued, and emotionally drained. When you set the expectation that love must be earned, you establish a healthy dynamic where both partners contribute equally. When you're saying that you owe a man the skills they need to actually be earned, all their earned skills are there. That doesn't mean they don't have this skill. This ensures that the relationship is built on mutual respect and effort rather than one person constantly giving while the other simply receives. When a man truly values the relationship because he has worked for it, he becomes more protective of what you both have built together. He understands that losing you would mean losing something that required real effort, time, and dedication to nurture. This makes him less likely to take unnecessary risks, play games, or engage in behaviors that could jeopardize the relationship. Instead, he will be more mindful of his actions, more aware of how he treats you, and more committed to maintaining a loving and stable partnership. One of the most significant benefits of making a man earn your love is that it weeds out those who are not serious about you. A man who is only looking for convenience or temporary satisfaction will not be willing to put in the effort required to build something meaningful. On the other hand, a man who is genuinely interested in a lasting relationship will rise to the challenge and prove his dedication through consistent actions. This allows you to separate those who are truly invested from those who are simply looking for something easy, ultimately saving you from unnecessary heartbreak and disappointment. When a man has to earn your love, he learns the true meaning of emotional investment. Too often, relationships fail because one person gives too much while the other takes without reciprocation. When you require a man to put in effort, he becomes emotionally invested in the relationship, making it more meaningful to him. People value what they have to work for. If love is given freely without any expectations, it can easily be taken for granted. When a man works to earn your love, he becomes more appreciative of what you bring to his life. And that appreciation turns into a stronger emotional connection. Men by nature are problem solvers and goal oriented. They thrive when they have something to work towards. When love is something he has to earn, it gives him purpose within the relationship. He will naturally put more effort into being the best version of himself because he knows that the relationship is not a given, but rather a privilege. This fuels his drive to be consistent, loyal, and emotionally present. Or if he knows he has to keep showing up, communicating effectively, and proving his intentions, he will be more likely to remain committed because he understands that keeping the relationship strong requires continuous effort. When a man has to earn your love, it creates a balance of power within the relationship. One-sided relationships where one person gives too much without receiving the same energy in return often lead to resentment and emotional exhaustion. But when love is earned, both partners contribute equally. He understands that he has to continuously meet your standards, respect your boundaries, and show you through actions, not just words, that he values you. This eliminates the cycle of one person doing all the work while the other simply enjoys the benefits without putting in any effort. By making a man earn your love, you are also encouraging him to become more emotionally mature. Many men enter relationships without truly understanding what it takes to sustain a deep and meaningful connection. They may seek companionship without realizing the level of emotional responsibility involved. When he has to put in effort to earn your love, he develops a greater sense of emotional responsibility and accountability. He learns how to listen to your needs, communicate effectively, and navigate the ups and downs of a relationship with maturity. This growth benefits both of you as it lays the foundation for a healthy, lasting partnership. A man who earns your love will cherish and protect it because he knows it is not easily replaced. He has taken the time to invest in the relationship, build trust, and create something special. Because of that, he will not want to risk losing what he has worked so hard to build. He will be more likely to fight for the relationship, show up for you when it matters most, and make choices that align with a long-term commitment rather than short-term gratification. When a man has to earn your love, it sets a standard for how you expect to be treated in a relationship. Too often, women give their love freely, hoping that their kindness, patience, and loyalty will be enough to inspire a man to commit. But when you require a man to invest in you emotionally, mentally, and even physically, it creates a different dynamic, one where he understands that your love is valuable and should never be taken for granted. A man who does not have to work for love is more likely to become complacent, assuming that you will always be there no matter how he treats you. However, when he knows he has to show up for you consistently, he remains engaged and present in the relationship because he understands that love is not just given, it's earned. And when you establish that a man must earn your love, you filter out those who are not serious about a real commitment. Many men enjoy the idea of having a woman who loves them, but not all are willing to do what it takes to maintain a healthy relationship. Some men enter relationships for convenience rather than true connection. They want the benefits of companionship without the responsibility that comes with it. When you make it clear that you are not someone who will settle for half-hearted effort, those who are not ready for something real will remove themselves, and that's a good thing. It saves you from wasting time and emotional energy on someone who would never truly invest in you in return. Requiring a man to earn your love also teaches you to honor yourself. It forces you to be clear on your standards, boundaries, and expectations. Many women fall into relationships without truly knowing what they want, only to find themselves in situations where they are giving far more than they are receiving. But when you set the precedent that your love is something to be valued, you begin to carry yourself differently. You no longer entertain behaviors that don't align with your self-worth. You stop making excuses for men who don't show up for you the way you deserve. You develop the confidence to walk away from situations that drain you rather than fulfill you. When a man has to put an effort to earn your love, he also builds a stronger emotional attachment to you. Men are naturally wired to appreciate and value what they have to work for. If something comes too easily, it's often not as meaningful to them. But when he has to show up consistently, prove his intentions, and demonstrate through actions that he is worthy of your love, he becomes more deeply connected to you. He respects the bond that you share because he understands that it didn't come without effort. This emotional investment leads to a more stable, lasting relationship because he is fully aware of the work it takes to maintain the connection. By making a man earn your love, you ensure that the foundation of your relationship is built on effort, respect, and mutual appreciation. It eliminates the dynamic where one person gives everything while the other simply receives. It also ensures that the man you choose to be with is truly aligned with you, willing to invest just as much as you do. Love should never be one-sided, and requiring a man to earn your love is one of the most powerful ways to create a balanced, fulfilling partnership. When a man has to earn your love, he develops a deeper sense of appreciation for you. Too often, women give their love unconditionally without ensuring that the man truly deserves it. While unconditional love is a beautiful concept, in relationships, it must be balanced with self-respect and standards. When love is given freely without effort required, some men take it for granted. If they assume that no matter how they behave, you will always be there, always giving, always accepting less than you deserve. But when a man understands that he must show up for you consistently, invest in you emotionally, and prove through actions that he values you, he learns to cherish and appreciate your presence in his life. Love that is earned is not easily dismissed. And when a man recognizes the effort it takes to win your heart, he is far more likely to protect and nurture that bond. Making a man earn your love helps you establish strong personal boundaries. Many women enter relationships with open hearts and open hands, willing to give everything they have in hopes that the man will see their worth and reciprocate. But what often happens is that they end up in situations where they are pouring love, time, and energy into someone who does not appreciate or value them. When you set the expectation that love must be earned, you create a safeguard against being taken for granted. You teach yourself to recognize when a man is truly investing in you versus when he is simply benefiting from your affection without giving anything in return. This shift in mindset empowers you to walk away from relationships that do not serve you, knowing that real love requires mutual effort. Requiring a man to earn your love ensures that he is emotionally invested in the relationship. Men naturally value what they work for. When something comes easily, it often does not hold as much significance. But when a man has to be intentional, put in effort, and demonstrate consistency, he develops a stronger emotional attachment to you. This investment leads to a deeper connection because he understands the value of what he has worked for. It also sets the tone for a healthy relationship dynamic where both partners are equally engaged rather than one person doing all the work while the other simply receives. When you make a man earn your love, you eliminate those who are not serious about a real relationship. Some men are only looking for temporary companionship while others genuinely want a meaningful connection. By setting a standard that love is not freely given without effort, you naturally weed out those who are only interested in convenience. A man who is not willing to put in the work to be with you is not the right man for you. The right man will rise to the occasion, recognizing that your love is valuable and worth the effort. By maintaining this standard, you cultivate self-respect and self-worth. You become more confident in what you bring to the table and stop settling for relationships that drain you. This approach to love ensures that you attract a partner who sees you, values you, and is willing to build something meaningful with you. When a man has to earn your love, it strengthens the foundation of respect in the relationship. Respect is a critical element of any successful partnership, and without it, love alone is not enough to sustain a deep and lasting connection. When a man has to work to prove that he is worthy of your time, attention, and affection, he automatically develops a higher level of respect for you. He recognizes that you have standards, that you value yourself, and that you are not willing to accept just anything. This level of self-respect commands respect from him in return, creating a relationship dynamic built on mutual appreciation rather than one-sided effort. Many women fall into the trap of giving love too freely, hoping that their generosity will be recognized and reciprocated. However, when love is given without requiring effort, some men begin to take it for granted. They do not feel the need to show up consistently, invest emotionally, or prioritize the relationship because they assume that the love will always be there regardless of their actions. By making a man earn your love, you eliminate the possibility of being in a situation where you are the only one making sacrifices, compromising, or putting in effort to keep the relationship alive. Instead, you create an environment where he understands that he must be present, engaged, and intentional about building a future with you. This process also reveals a man's true intentions. A man who is genuinely interested in a meaningful relationship will have no problem putting in the effort. He will be patient, understanding, and willing to do what it takes to prove his love and commitment. On the other hand, a man who is only looking for convenience, temporary affection, or something casual will quickly become frustrated by the expectation of effort. He may pull away, lose interest, or even try to manipulate you into lowering your standards. This is a clear sign that he was never serious about building something real with you, and it saves you from investing in someone who is not willing to invest in you. When you require a man to earn your love, you also protect yourself from being in unhealthy, one-sided relationships. Many women find themselves in situations where they are constantly giving love, time, attention, emotional support while receiving very little in return. This imbalance leads to feelings of resentment, exhaustion, and emotional depletion. By shifting the expectation and making love something that is earned, you ensure that both partners are equally invested in the relationship. You set a standard that says your love is valuable and should be treated as such. This approach also enhances your self-worth. When you recognize that you do not have to prove your value to a man, but rather he must prove that he is worthy of your love, you naturally develop more confidence in yourself and your worth. You begin to see yourself as someone who deserves to be loved deeply, respected fully, and cherished wholeheartedly. This mindset not only helps you attract the right partner, but also empowers you to walk away from anything less than what you deserve. When a man has to earn your love, he develops a deeper emotional investment in the relationship. People naturally place more value on what they have to work for, and love is no exception. If a man does not have to put in any effort, he may not fully appreciate what he has. However, when he has to prove himself, show consistency, and demonstrate his commitment, he values the relationship more. He sees you as someone worth fighting for, someone worth making sacrifices for, and someone whose presence in his life is meaningful. This emotional investment strengthens the bond between you, making the relationship more fulfilling for both of you. Men thrive on challenges, and when they feel they have to earn something, they become more engaged and intentional. This is not about playing games or being manipulative. It is about setting a standard that encourages effort. A man who genuinely wants to be with you will not be deterred by this. Instead, he will rise to the occasion, proving through actions that he is serious about you. This kind of effort builds trust, and trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. When a man consistently shows up for you, makes an effort to understand your needs, and actively contributes to your happiness, it creates a level of security that allows the relationship to flourish. Requiring a man to earn your love also prevents you from settling for less than you deserve. Too often, women give their hearts too easily, hoping that their love will be enough to change a man or make him see their worth. But the truth is, love should never be about convincing someone of your value. It should be about mutual appreciation and effort. When a man has to earn your love, you naturally filter out those who are not willing to put in the work. This spares you from heartbreak, wasted time, and disappointment. A man who is truly serious about you will not hesitate to meet your standards, while those who are only looking for convenience will move on. This approach also ensures that you are with someone who aligns with your values. The way a man responds to the idea of earning your love speaks volumes about his character. If he respects your boundaries, puts in the effort, and remains consistent, he is showing you that he values commitment and understands what it takes to build a strong relationship. But if he resents the effort, complains, or looks for shortcuts, it is a sign that he may not be the right one for you. Ladies, the right man will never be afraid of putting in the effort. The right man will never be intimidated by your standards. The right man will want to earn your love because he knows it's worth it. So don't make it easy. Don't give your heart away too soon. Let a man show you who he really is. Let him prove himself. Let him earn his place in your life. Because when he does, you will know that the love you are giving is going to someone who truly deserves it.